Beloved, as this new Monday morning begins, I want you to slow your heart for a moment and remember this powerful truth. You did not wake up today by accident. The breath in your lungs is a gift from God, and the week ahead of you is already resting in His hands. Before the noise of the world reaches your mind, before worry tries to steal your peace, and before fear whispers lies about your future, God is calling you into His presence right now. This morning, I believe the Lord is releasing fresh grace over tired hearts, new strength over weary souls, and divine guidance over every uncertain path. Some of you listening have been carrying burdens silently. Some have entered this week feeling anxious, discouraged, or emotionally exhausted. But hear this prophetic encouragement today. God is already going before you. He is preparing doors you cannot yet see, healing wounds nobody else understands, and making a way where there seems to be none. This Monday will not control you with stress or fear, because the Spirit of God is walking beside you. His love will cover your family. His wisdom will guide your decisions. His favor will surround your work, your home, and your future. Even if last week was painful, God is able to begin something beautiful in your life today. So wherever you are right now, open your heart to the Lord. Let every heavy thought fall away as we pray together. Expect peace to enter your spirit. Expect heaven to touch your situation. Expect God's grace, love, and guidance to lead you through this entire week. Today is not just another Monday. It is a fresh opportunity to walk closely with the God who has never failed you and never will. There is something beautiful about the beginning of a new week. The morning feels quiet, the air feels fresh, and deep within the heart, there is a gentle awareness that God has allowed us to see another Monday. Before the demands of the day begin to rise, before responsibilities begin to pull at the mind, this is a sacred moment to sit in the presence of the Lord and remember that our lives are not held together by our own strength. They are held together by the faithful hands of God. Sometimes we wake up carrying questions about the future. We wonder how certain problems will be solved. We wonder whether we are strong enough for the battles ahead. We think about responsibilities waiting for us, pressures at work, concerns about family, financial struggles, emotional pain, and silent worries nobody else knows about. Yet even before those thoughts entered our minds this morning, God was already watching over us with love. He already knew every detail of this week before we ever opened our eyes. The Lord never asks us to walk through life alone. He never intended for His children to carry fear, as though they have no heavenly Father. This is why the heart finds peace when it learns to trust His guidance. God sees farther than we can see. He understands what we do not understand. He knows which roads lead to peace and which paths lead to sorrow. Even when life feels uncertain, His wisdom remains perfect and unshaken. There are moments when people feel lost because they cannot clearly see the next step ahead. They become anxious because they want answers immediately. They want to know how situations will unfold. They want certainty about tomorrow. But faith does not grow in the place where everything is visible. Faith grows in the quiet place where the soul chooses to trust God, even without knowing every detail ahead. The Lord often guides gently. Sometimes His direction comes like a whisper inside the heart. Sometimes it comes through peace that settles deeply within the spirit. Sometimes it comes through patience, through waiting, through closed doors, or through unexpected opportunities. God knows how to lead His people exactly where they need to be. Even delays can become part of His protection. Even unanswered prayers can become hidden mercy. This Monday morning is not arriving without purpose. God is already present within every hour ahead of you. Before you speak a word today, He already knows your needs. Before you make decisions, He already understands what is best for your future. Before challenges appear, His strength is already available for you. This is why fear loses its power when the heart remembers who God is. The Lord is not confused about your life. Heaven is not uncertain about your future. God is not worried about how things will work out. The one who created the stars and formed the oceans is fully able to guide your steps today. He sees every hidden detail. He sees the conversations that will happen this week. He sees the opportunities coming toward you. He sees the dangers you do not yet notice. He sees the emotional battles taking place within your heart. Yet in the middle of all these things, His hand remains steady. There are people listening right now who feel emotionally tired. The weight of previous weeks still rests heavily upon their hearts. They smile in front of others while silently carrying exhaustion inside. They pray but sometimes still feel weak. They trust God, yet occasionally battle moments of discouragement. But this morning, the Lord desires to remind weary hearts that His guidance does not disappear during difficult seasons. Even when the road feels dark, God is still leading. Even when prayers seem delayed, God is still working. Even when emotions feel heavy, God is still near. The enemy often tries to convince people that God has forgotten them simply because answers do not arrive quickly. But delay is not abandonment. Waiting is not rejection. Sometimes the Lord is preparing blessings that require patience before they fully arrive. There is deep peace in surrendering control to God. Human understanding is limited, but God's wisdom has no limit. He understands why certain seasons happen. He understands why some doors close while others open. He understands why certain relationships change. He understands why some prayers are answered immediately while others require waiting. Nothing in your life is outside His awareness. This week does not need to begin with panic. It does not need to begin with fear about the unknown. It can begin with quiet confidence in the goodness of God. The Lord who carried you through yesterday will also carry you through today. The God who protected you last week will continue watching over you this week. His love does not weaken. His mercy does not disappear. His faithfulness does not run out. When the heart truly trusts God's guidance, peace slowly replaces anxiety. The soul stops fighting to control every detail. Instead, it rests in the confidence that God knows the way forward. This kind of trust is not always loud or emotional. Sometimes it is simply the quiet decision to believe that God remains good even when life feels difficult. There are mornings when the Spirit needs to hear simple reminders. God is still with you. God is still for you. God is still guiding you. God is still opening doors. God is still protecting your future. God is still healing broken places within you. God is still able to bring beauty from painful situations. Nothing about your current struggle is too difficult for Him. As this Monday begins, allow your thoughts to slow down in the presence of God. You do not need to carry every burden alone. You do not need to solve every problem by your own strength. You do not need to fear tomorrow as though God will not be there waiting for you. The Lord walks ahead of His children. His presence surrounds them continually. Sometimes, God's guidance comes one step at a time. He may not reveal the entire journey all at once. Instead, He teaches the heart to depend on Him daily. He teaches patience through waiting. He teaches trust through uncertainty. He teaches peace through surrender. Over time, the soul begins to realize that God's plans are safer than human control could ever be. This week may contain unexpected moments. Some things may not happen according to personal plans. Certain situations may require wisdom, patience, and endurance. But none of these things can separate you from the care of God. He already stands within your future. He already sees the outcome. What feels uncertain to you is already fully known by Him. The Lord's guidance is filled with compassion. He does not lead His children harshly. He understands weakness. He understands emotional pain. He understands human fears. This is why His voice often comes with peace rather than confusion. God does not lead through panic and chaos. He leads through truth, wisdom, and calm assurance. As you move through this Monday, remember that every prayer whispered sincerely reaches the heart of God. He hears the quiet prayers spoken through tears. He hears the silent cries hidden behind smiles. He hears the worries people never speak aloud to anyone else. Nothing escapes His attention. The grace of God is also waiting for you this week. Grace is one of the greatest gifts heaven gives to weary souls. Grace is God's strength flowing into human weakness. Grace is His kindness reaching people who feel undeserving. Grace is His loving presence holding hearts together during difficult seasons. There are days when people feel strong and confident, but there are also days when they feel weak and overwhelmed. Yet God's grace remains available in both seasons. His love is not reserved only for perfect moments. He comes close especially during moments of weakness. He comforts the brokenhearted. He strengthens the exhausted. He restores the discouraged. Some people enter Monday already feeling drained from battles they fought last week. Their minds are tired. Their emotions feel heavy. Their hearts feel wounded by disappointment or stress. But the grace of God is able to renew the soul. One moment in His presence can bring peace deeper than human understanding. God's strength often arrives quietly. It does not always remove every challenge immediately, but it gives the heart power to continue moving forward. There are times when people look back and realize they survived, seasons they once thought would destroy them. That was not human strength alone. That was the sustaining grace of God carrying them through dark moments. The Lord knows exactly how much strength you need for this week. He knows the conversations ahead. He knows the responsibilities waiting for you. He knows the emotional battles hidden inside your heart. Yet He promises grace sufficient for every moment. This Monday morning is an opportunity to receive fresh strength from heaven. Not temporary motivation from the world, but deep spiritual strength that comes from the presence of God. His peace can calm anxious thoughts. His love can heal emotional wounds. His grace can renew tired hearts. Sometimes people believe they must hide their weakness from God, but the Lord already sees every fragile place within the soul. He is not waiting for perfect people before offering His love. He draws near to those who honestly need Him. The weary are welcomed into His presence. The broken are not rejected. The discouraged are not forgotten. The grace of God can sustain a person through seasons they never imagined surviving. It can provide hope in grief, peace during uncertainty, and courage in moments of fear. Even when human strength runs out, God's strength remains endless. This week may bring responsibilities that feel heavy, but you do not carry them alone. The Lord walks beside you. His Spirit strengthens you quietly throughout ordinary moments. Sometimes His help appears through unexpected peace. Sometimes through wisdom. Sometimes through rest. Sometimes through people He places around you. God knows how to care for His children in ways deeper than they realize. There is no need to begin this Monday overwhelmed by fear. The grace of God is already waiting within every hour ahead. He will give strength for each task, wisdom for each decision, and peace for every anxious thought surrendered into His hands. When life becomes overwhelming, return your focus to the faithfulness of God. Remember how many times He carried you before. Remember the prayers He answered. Remember the doors He opened. Remember the storms He brought you through. The same God who sustained you yesterday will sustain you again today. This week is not beyond God's power. Your future is not beyond His ability to guide. Your struggles are not beyond His ability to heal. Your weakness is not beyond His ability to strengthen. The Lord's grace remains greater than every burden trying to weigh down your heart this morning. As the day slowly begins, may your soul rest in the quiet assurance that God's love surrounds you completely. May His wisdom direct your thoughts. May His peace settle deeply within your spirit. May His grace strengthen every weak place inside you. May His presence walk beside you through every moment of this week. May fear lose its hold over your heart as trust in God becomes stronger than every anxious thought. May heaven's peace cover your mind as you continue forward, beneath the loving guidance of the Lord. There are many people who wake up on Monday mornings, already carrying heavy thoughts before the day even begins. Their minds are filled with worries about responsibilities, unfinished problems, financial pressure, family concerns, emotional pain, and uncertainty about the future. Even before the sun fully rises, stress has already started whispering fear into their hearts. Some people feel tension in their minds constantly. Others quietly battle anxiety that nobody else sees. They smile in public, while privately feeling overwhelmed within their souls. Yet this morning, the gentle voice of God is inviting every weary heart to release fear and enter His peace through prayer. The Lord never intended for His children to live consumed by worry. Human beings were not created to carry every burden alone. When the soul tries to control everything without surrendering to God, stress begins to grow like a storm inside the mind. Thoughts become restless, sleep becomes difficult, peace feels distant, fear slowly steals joy from everyday life. But prayer changes the atmosphere of the heart. Prayer shifts the soul away from panic and back into the presence of God. There is something deeply healing about sitting quietly before the Lord and honestly pouring out every concern into His hands. God is not afraid of human weakness. He is not disturbed by emotional struggles. He welcomes people exactly as they are. The exhausted can come to Him. The anxious can come to Him. The fearful can come to Him. The brokenhearted can come to Him. His love remains open toward every person searching for peace. Sometimes people think prayer must always sound perfect or powerful, but some of the most beautiful prayers are simply honest cries from tired hearts. There are moments when words feel difficult to speak. There are moments when tears become prayers by themselves. Yet even in silence, God understands the language of the soul. He sees every hidden burden that others cannot see. This Monday morning is a reminder that fear does not have authority over your life. Worry does not control your future. Anxiety does not determine your destiny. God alone holds your tomorrow. He already sees the entire week ahead. He knows every challenge before it appears. He knows every conversation, every decision, every difficulty, and every moment of weakness. Yet despite all these things, His peace remains available. The enemy often uses fear to exhaust the mind. Fear tries to convince people that they are alone, abandoned, forgotten, or incapable of surviving difficult situations. But fear speaks lies while God speaks truth. The truth is that the Lord remains close to His children. He does not leave them unprotected in difficult seasons. Even during uncertain times, His presence stays faithful. Prayer allows the heart to breathe again. It creates quietness within the soul. It reminds the mind that God is still greater than every problem. Sometimes circumstances do not change immediately, but prayer changes the condition of the heart while waiting. A person may still face challenges, but the overwhelming panic slowly loses its power when surrendered into God's hands. Many people spend their days carrying burdens they were never meant to carry alone. They overthink situations repeatedly. They fear outcomes they cannot control. They replay painful memories inside their minds. They imagine worst-case scenarios that have not even happened. Yet God gently calls His children away from endless fear and invites them into trust. Trusting God does not mean pretending problems do not exist. It means believing that God remains greater than every problem. It means remembering that His wisdom reaches beyond human understanding. It means choosing faith even when emotions feel uncertain. The Lord is fully capable of handling the situations causing stress within your life right now. There are moments when stress becomes so heavy that people feel emotionally drained. Their minds become tired from constant worrying. Their hearts become discouraged from carrying silent fears for too long. But this morning, God desires to bring rest into troubled souls. His peace is not shallow, temporary comfort. It is deep spiritual calmness that remains steady even during difficult circumstances. The peace of God is unlike anything the world can offer. Human comfort may fade quickly, but God's peace reaches the deepest places within the heart. It quiets racing thoughts. It softens fear. It strengthens weak spirits. It reminds the soul that heaven is still in control. As this new week begins, there may be situations you cannot fix immediately. There may be questions without answers. There may be burdens that feel heavy upon your heart, but you do not need to face them with fear controlling your spirit. The Lord is near to you right now. His loving presence surrounds every anxious thought. His gentle voice speaks peace over troubled hearts. Sometimes prayer is simply sitting quietly before God and saying, "Lord, I cannot carry this alone anymore." There is strength in surrender. There is healing in releasing burdens into His hands. God never becomes tired of listening to His children. He never grows impatient with sincere hearts seeking His comfort. Even during painful seasons, the Lord remains faithful. He has carried countless people through storms they once believed would destroy them. He has comforted hearts shattered by disappointment. He has strengthened people weakened by fear. He has restored hope to souls drowning in discouragement. The same God who helped them is fully able to help you this Monday morning. Fear often grows louder when people focus only on their circumstances. But peace grows stronger when the heart focuses on God's presence. This is why prayer matters so deeply. Prayer lifts the eyes away from fear and redirects attention toward the faithfulness of God. It reminds the soul that earthly problems are never bigger than heaven's power. The Lord already knows what this week contains. Nothing ahead can surprise Him. No difficulty arrives without His awareness. No obstacle appears beyond His ability to handle. Even when life feels uncertain, God remains steady and unshaken. As you move through this Monday, allow your spirit to remain connected to God through quiet prayer. Speak honestly with Him throughout the day. Invite His peace into every stressful moment. Invite His wisdom into every difficult decision. Invite His comfort into every emotional burden. There are people listening who have been carrying fear secretly for a very long time. Fear about health, fear about finances, fear about relationships, fear about the future, fear about failing, fear about being hurt again. Yet God's love is able to calm every fearful heart. His presence can remove heaviness from the soul. The Lord does not desire His children to spend their lives trapped in constant worry. He desires them to walk in peace, trust, and confidence within His care. Even when challenges arise, His Spirit gives strength to continue forward without being destroyed by fear. This Monday can begin differently. Instead of beginning the week controlled by stress, you can begin it resting in God's peace. Instead of carrying fear alone, you can place every burden before the Lord. Instead of allowing anxiety to fill your mind, you can allow prayer to fill your heart with calmness and trust. As you pray this morning, let every heavy thought slowly fall away. Let every fearful imagination lose its hold over your spirit. Let every anxious burden be surrendered into God's loving hands. The Lord is near to you even now. His peace is available right now. His comfort is surrounding you this very moment. There is deep beauty in walking through life covered by God's love. Human love can sometimes fail, disappoint, or change, but the love of God remains constant through every season. His love does not disappear during difficult moments. It does not weaken when people feel broken. It does not abandon those who are struggling. The Lord continues loving His children faithfully, even when life feels uncertain and painful. Many people search for peace in temporary places. They search for comfort through success, money, relationships, recognition, or distractions. Yet none of these things can fully satisfy the deepest needs of the soul. True peace is found only in the presence of God. His love reaches places within the heart that nothing else can heal. This Monday morning is an opportunity to begin the week walking closely with God's love surrounding your life. His love is not distant. It is personal. It is gentle. It is compassionate. It reaches tired hearts with tenderness and grace. Even when people feel unworthy or discouraged, God continues calling them near. Some people listening today have felt forgotten by others. Some have experienced rejection, disappointment, betrayal, or loneliness. Some silently question whether anyone truly understands their pain. But God sees every hidden tear. He understands every silent struggle. His love remains present even during moments when people feel emotionally alone. The Lord's love is not based on human perfection. He does not wait for flawless people before offering grace. He knows every weakness, every fear, every failure, and every hidden wound, yet His compassion continues reaching toward His children. This is why no one needs to hide from Him. Every burden can be brought honestly into His presence. Walking in God's peace does not mean life becomes completely free from difficulty. Challenges still exist. Responsibilities still remain. Painful seasons still happen. But the difference is that His peace remains stronger than the storms surrounding the soul. His presence becomes a safe place of rest even during uncertain times. There is a quiet strength that comes from knowing God is near. When the heart truly believes His love is surrounding every part of life, fear begins losing its control. Anxiety no longer dominates every thought. The soul slowly learns to rest in the security of God's care. This week may contain unexpected moments, but God's peace can remain within you through every situation. His Spirit can calm your mind during stressful conversations. His wisdom can guide your decisions. His love can strengthen your heart when emotions feel heavy. The favor of God is another beautiful gift heaven gives to His children. Divine favor is when God opens doors no human effort could open alone. It is His hand guiding situations in ways beyond human understanding. Sometimes favor appears quietly through protection from unseen danger. Sometimes through opportunities arriving at the right moment. Sometimes through unexpected kindness, provision, wisdom, or breakthrough. The Lord knows how to position His children exactly where they need to be. Even when circumstances seem delayed or confusing, God is still working behind the scenes. There are blessings He prepares long before people ever see them arrive. This Monday morning, there is no reason to walk through the week believing you are alone or forgotten. The love of God surrounds you continually. His peace is available for every anxious moment. His favor is already moving ahead of you into places you have not yet entered. As you continue through this day, allow your heart to remain sensitive to God's presence. Notice His goodness within ordinary moments. Notice His peace calming your thoughts. Notice His guidance leading your decisions. Notice His mercy covering your weaknesses. Sometimes people become so focused on their struggles that they forget how near God truly is. Yet even now, His presence surrounds you gently. He sees your future clearly. He knows the burdens you carry silently. He understands the emotional battles hidden deep within your heart. Nothing about your life is unseen by Him. The Lord's peace is able to steady the soul during uncertain seasons. His love is able to heal emotional wounds carried for many years. His favor is able to open doors beyond human ability. This is why there is hope even during difficult moments. God remains actively involved in the lives of His children. As this week begins, may your heart walk confidently beneath the covering of God's love. May His peace settle deeply within your thoughts. May His favor surround every area of your life. May fear lose its hold over your spirit as trust in God becomes stronger within you. May your soul remain calm, knowing the Lord walks beside you through every moment waiting ahead this week. As this Monday morning begins, there is something deeply comforting about knowing that God cares about every part of our lives. He is not concerned only with spiritual matters, while ignoring the ordinary details of daily living. The Lord watches over families, workplaces, responsibilities, relationships, decisions, and every burden carried quietly within the heart. Nothing about your life is too small for His attention. Every prayer spoken sincerely matters to Him. Many people begin a new week carrying concerns about their families. Some parents worry about their children. Some husbands and wives carry silent stress about their homes and relationships. Some people pray for healing within their families. Others pray for protection over loved ones traveling, working, studying, or facing difficult situations. There are hearts quietly asking God to bring peace into homes where tension has existed for far too long. The beautiful truth is that God deeply cares about families. He sees every home represented in prayer this morning. He sees every parent trying to stay strong. He sees every child needing guidance. He sees every relationship carrying hidden pain. He understands every burden that nobody else fully understands. Even when families experience difficult seasons, God's love remains powerful enough to restore, strengthen, and protect. There are moments when people feel helpless, watching loved ones struggle. They wish they could remove pain from those they care about. They wish they could protect everyone from hardship. But there are limits to human strength. This is why prayer becomes such a precious gift. Through prayer, burdens are placed into the hands of the one whose power has no limits. The Lord is able to protect families in ways human eyes cannot always see. There are dangers He quietly prevents. There are situations He gently redirects. There are storms He calms before they fully arrive. Heaven's protection often works silently, yet constantly. God watches over His children with compassion deeper than human understanding. This Monday morning is a reminder that your family does not walk through this week alone. God goes before every loved one. His eyes remain upon them continually. Whether they are near or far away, His presence can surround them wherever they are. His peace can rest upon homes. His wisdom can guide conversations. His mercy can heal wounded relationships. His love can soften hardened hearts. There are people listening today who have been praying for family restoration for a very long time. Some are praying for peace after conflict. Some are praying for prodigal children to return to God. Some are praying for healing after emotional pain. Some are asking God to strengthen marriages weakened by stress and hardship. Others simply desire more unity and love within their homes. The Lord hears every one of those prayers. Nothing spoken sincerely before Him is ignored. Even when answers seem delayed, God is still working within situations that appear impossible to human understanding. Hearts can change through His power. Relationships can heal through His grace. Homes can experience peace through His presence. As this week begins, it is important to cover loved ones in prayer. Pray for their protection physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Pray for wisdom over their decisions. Pray for peace over their minds. Pray for strength over their struggles. Pray for God's favor to surround them throughout the week ahead. There is also great need for wisdom as people move through daily life. The world is filled with confusion, pressure, distractions, and difficult choices. Many people feel uncertain about decisions they must make. Some face challenges at work. Others face financial stress. Some are dealing with emotional exhaustion while trying to remain strong for everyone around them. But God generously gives wisdom to those who seek Him. His guidance is not limited by human understanding. He sees outcomes before they happen. He understands consequences people cannot yet recognize. This is why trusting His direction brings peace into uncertain moments. There are times when the Lord guides quietly through inner peace. Sometimes He closes doors that are not good for us. Sometimes He slows people down to protect them from rushing into harmful decisions. Sometimes His wisdom comes through patience and waiting. At other times, He provides sudden clarity exactly when needed. This Monday morning is not meant to begin with confusion and fear. God's wisdom is available for every situation you will face this week. He can guide conversations. He can help you respond with patience instead of frustration. He can give understanding where there has been uncertainty. He can show you the right direction when choices feel overwhelming. The workplace is another area where many people carry hidden pressure. Some feel exhausted by responsibilities. Some are worried about finances. Some feel underappreciated or discouraged. Others are searching for opportunities and breakthroughs they have not yet seen. Yet God cares deeply about these struggles too. The Lord sees every person working faithfully, even when nobody else notices their efforts. He sees long hours, silent sacrifices, emotional exhaustion, and private worries about the future. Nothing escapes His attention. His favor can open doors no human effort alone could create. This week, pray for God's blessing over your work. Pray for wisdom in every task. Pray for favor in every meeting and conversation. Pray for peace instead of stress. Pray for strength instead of exhaustion. The Lord is fully able to provide what you need exactly when you need it. Sometimes people become overwhelmed because they try carrying tomorrow's burdens while still standing in today. But God gives grace one day at a time. He provides strength for the present moment. This is why there is no need to live trapped in fear about the future. The same God who carried you through previous seasons will continue carrying you now. There is peace in remembering that God is involved in every detail of life. He cares about your home. He cares about your children. He cares about your work. He cares about your emotional health. He cares about your future. He cares about every burden hidden within your heart. As this Monday continues, may your family remain covered beneath the protection of God. May wisdom guide every decision you make. May peace guard your mind during stressful moments. May favor surround your work and responsibilities. May strength rise within you when challenges appear. May heaven's grace quietly sustain every step you take throughout this week. There is something powerful about beginning a Monday morning with faith instead of fear. The world often teaches people to begin their week stressed, anxious, rushed, and emotionally burdened. Many wake up immediately thinking about responsibilities, deadlines, problems, and pressures waiting ahead, yet God invites His children into a different way of living. He calls them to begin each new week with hope, trust, peace, and gratitude. Faith changes the atmosphere of the heart. It shifts attention away from fear and back toward the faithfulness of God. Faith reminds the soul that no situation is greater than the power of heaven. It allows people to move through uncertain seasons without becoming consumed by panic. This does not mean challenges disappear completely. Difficult moments still come. Unexpected situations still happen. But faith gives strength to continue moving forward without losing peace inside the soul. It reminds people that God remains present within every circumstance. Some people listening this morning feel tired from previous disappointments. They entered this new week carrying emotional wounds from last week, last month, or even past years. Perhaps certain prayers have not yet been answered. Perhaps life has not unfolded the way they expected. Yet even now, God is still writing their story with mercy and grace. The Lord specializes in bringing hope into weary hearts. He knows how to restore strength to discouraged souls. He knows how to renew faith in people who feel emotionally exhausted. Nothing about your situation is beyond His ability to heal and transform. This Monday is a fresh beginning. It is another opportunity to walk closely with God. It is another opportunity to trust Him deeply. It is another opportunity to believe that His plans remain good even when life feels uncertain. A thankful heart carries great spiritual beauty. Gratitude shifts focus away from constant fear and reminds the soul of God's goodness. Even during difficult seasons, there are still blessings worth noticing. The breath in your lungs this morning is a gift. The opportunity to see another day is mercy. Every moment of peace, every act of kindness, every prayer answered, every door opened, every burden survived is evidence of God's faithfulness. Sometimes people become so focused on what is missing that they forget to notice what God has already done. But gratitude opens the heart wider to peace. It reminds the soul that God has carried us through countless moments before, and He will continue carrying us again. There is quiet strength in waking up each morning and saying, "Lord, thank you for being with me." Gratitude softens anxious thoughts. It brings calmness into the spirit. It helps the heart remain grounded in trust rather than fear. Faith also means believing that God is already present within the future. He is not waiting helplessly for events to unfold. He already sees every moment ahead. He already knows the opportunities, challenges, blessings, and lessons waiting within this week. Because he sees what we cannot see, there is peace in surrendering our future into his hands. The enemy often tries to fill minds with hopelessness and negativity. He whispers thoughts of failure, fear, and discouragement. But faith resists those lies by focusing on God's promises instead. Faith says God is still able. Faith says God is still faithful. Faith says God still makes a way even when circumstances appear impossible. This Monday morning can become the beginning of a peaceful week when the heart chooses trust over fear. You do not need to know every detail ahead in order to remain calm. You simply need to know that God is walking with you. There are moments when life feels uncertain and fragile, but God's presence remains steady through every season. He does not abandon his children when difficulties arise. His love continues holding them together through every storm. As you move through this week, allow faith to guide your thoughts. When fear tries to rise, return your focus to God's faithfulness. When stress tries to overwhelm your mind, pause and pray quietly. When discouragement appears, remember how many times God has already sustained you before. The Lord has brought you through seasons you once believed would break you completely. He carried you through painful nights, difficult battles, emotional struggles, and uncertain moments. The same God who remained faithful then will remain faithful again now. This Monday morning is filled with new mercy. God's grace is fresh today. His peace is available today. His wisdom is available today. His love surrounds you today. There is no need to enter this week defeated by fear when heaven's strength is already reaching toward you. As this day unfolds, may your heart remain thankful for God's presence. May your spirit remain calm beneath his peace. May faith rise stronger than anxiety within your mind. May hope grow stronger than discouragement within your soul. May gratitude soften every fearful thought as you continue walking through this week with quiet confidence in the goodness of God.